Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi notes a fourfold jump in foreign tourists in India, emphasizes on special strategy for developing tourist destinations across the country. Foreign ministers of Quad countries reiterate their commitment for sovereignty, territorial integrity and prosperity of the Indo-Pacific region. In Nagaland, National Democratic Progressive Party unanimously elects Nephew Rio as their leader. Government assures there is no evidence of heat stress on wheat crop in major growing states. And in cricket, first ever Women's Premier League to begin in Navi Mumbai from tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said the footfall of foreign tourists in India has increased fourfold in January this year as compared to the same month last year. Addressing a post-budget webinar on boosting India's tourism potential, Mr. Modi said tourism has always been part of India's social and cultural civilization. If the country develops more facilities, it will increase tourist footfall. He underlined the need to profile such tourists and create a special strategy to attract them to the country.
पिछले साल जनवरी में सिर्फ 2 लाख विदेशी टूरिस्ट आए थे, जबकि इस साल जनवरी में 8 लाख से ज्यादा विदेशी टूरिस्ट भारत आए। विदेश से जो टूरिस्ट भारत आ रहे हैं, हमें उन्हें भी प्रोफाइल करके अपना टारगेट ग्रुप तय करना होगा। विदेश में रहने वाले वो लोग जिनमें से ज्यादा खर्च करने की क्षमता होती है, हमें उन्हें ज्यादा से ज्यादा संख्या में भारत लाने के लिए विशेष रणनीति बनाने की आवश्यकता है। ऐसे टूरिस्ट भले ही कम दिन भारत में रहेंगे, लेकिन ज्यादा राशि खर्च करके जाएंगे।
The Prime Minister insisted on developing 50 such tourist destinations that every tourist from around the globe would want to visit on a trip to India. He also mentioned developing apps for tourist destinations in all Indian languages and those listed in the United Nations. Mr. Modi said all languages should be incorporated while designing the content for tourism and asked to further modernize tourist apps and digital connectivity. Saying that villages are becoming centres of tourism in the country, the Prime Minister remarked that remote villages are now coming up on the tourism map due to their improving infrastructure. He informed that the central government has started the Vibrant Village scheme for the villages situated along the border and emphasized the need to support businesses, including homestays, small hotels and restaurants.
हमारे दूर सुदूर के गांव टूरिज्म के मैप पर आ रहे हैं। केंद्र सरकार ने बॉर्डर किनारे पर बसे जो गांव है, वहां वाइब्रेंट बॉर्डर विलेज योजना शुरू की है। ऐसे में होम स्टे, छोटे होटल, ऐसे अनेक बिजनेस के लिए लोगों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा सपोर्ट करने का काम हम सबको मिलकर के करना है।
Mr. Modi also highlighted the basic challenge of the tourism sector and pointed out the lack of professional tourist guides. He stressed on promoting school and college trips to the northeast so that more people become aware and start developing infrastructure and facilities for tourists. Tomorrow, the Prime Minister will address the post-budget webinar on infrastructure and investment, improving logistics efficiency with PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan through video conferencing. The foreign ministers of the Quad member countries have reaffirmed their commitment to supporting a free and open Indo-Pacific which is inclusive and resilient. The foreign ministers today held the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue or Quad in New Delhi. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar chaired the meeting, attended by the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong and Japan Foreign Minister Yoshimasa Hayashi. In a joint statement, the leaders reiterated their support to the principles of freedom, rule of law, sovereignty and territorial integrity, peaceful settlement of disputes and prosperity of the Indo-Pacific region. The leaders also reaffirmed their support to the region through practical cooperation on contemporary challenges such as health security, climate change, clean energy transition, critical and emerging technologies, infrastructure, connectivity, maritime security and counter-terrorism. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today met with Foreign Minister of Japan, Yoshimasa Hayashi, in New Delhi. Both the leaders discussed the progress made in the bilateral relationship and their cooperation in third world countries. During his meeting with Foreign Minister of France, Catherine Colonna, both the nations agreed to coordinate more closely on global and multilateral issues. They also reviewed their bilateral relationship. Dr. Jaishankar also met with Foreign Minister of Singapore, Vivian Balakrishnan, Foreign Minister of Bangladesh, Dr. Abdul Momen, and Foreign Minister of Oman, Syed Badr Al-Busaidi. Besides, Dr. Jaishankar today handed over the IBSA Handover Report 2023 to Brazil. He said India-Brazil-South Africa partnership will continue to work for the concerns of the Global South. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia and Union Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav flagged off a train dedicated to the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana from New Delhi today. This Chhattisgarh Sampark Kranti Express train has been wrapped with branding of Jan Aushadhi scheme to spread awareness among public about generic medicines available at Jan Aushadhi centres. On this occasion, Dr. Mansukh Mandavia said the Railways Ministry has decided to open Jan Aushadhi centres at some big railway stations, which will prove beneficial for commuters. Union Minister of State for Electronics and Information Technology Rajiv Chandrasekhar today said the central government is working on a Digital India Act which will incorporate new rules for stopping internet-aided circulation of illegal, criminal and child sexual abuse material, CSAM, while covering online gaming as well. He was addressing the National Conference on Child Sexual Abuse Material organised by the National Human Rights Commission and HRC in New Delhi. The minister said the existing Information Technology Act does not address the challenges of the present times. Hence, the government is proposing to bring a digital technology law. For the first time, India's coal production exclusively from captive or commercial mines has crossed 100 million tonnes. Coal production in this category was around 509,000 tonnes yesterday, which was the highest ever single-day production. The production from captive or commercial coal mines during the current fiscal year till February has increased by nearly 30% over the last fiscal. The Coal Ministry in a statement today said it is hopeful of achieving more than 112 million tonne production from captive or commercial coal blocks in 2022-23, with an increase of about 31% over last year. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
हमारे देश को लूटकर हमारे आवाम की जान लेकर दोस्ती तो निभा रहे हैं। अब हमारी बारी है जनाब शेरीफ।
सर्वेंट से जनरल राइस को मैसेज भेजो, वजीर अली अटैक करने आ रहा है।
कुंद्रा इल्लमपुर मंदिर के
भगवान महादेव को साक्षी मानते हुए ये घोषणा करता हूँ
कि उन दुष्ट अंग्रेजों को इस भूमि से जाना होगा।
हम अंग्रेजों से अपना हक मांगेंगे नहीं, छीनेंगे।
कोई तिल का नाम सुनाई पड़ा।
Welcome back. You're listening to the news at 9 on All India Radio. In Nagaland, the National Democratic Progressive Party NDPP's legislature party has unanimously elected Nephew Rio as its leader in its meeting at Kohima today. The members endorsed its leader and Chief Minister Rio to take the prerogative of forming the new government. The NDPP legislature party also resolved to work with a vision for peace and development and make Nagaland a state of excellence. It further conveyed heartfelt gratitude to all the electorate of Nagaland for reposing their faith and confidence on the NDPP and the leadership of Chief Minister Nephew Rio once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Hekani Jakhalu and Salhutu Nuo Kruse for getting elected as MLAs in the recently concluded Nagaland Assembly polls. They are the first women MLAs of the state. In Meghalaya, the National People's Party NPP President Conrad K. Sangma has called on State Governor Phagu Chauhan and staked claim to form the government in the state. Our correspondent reports that Conrad Sangma claimed that he has an absolute majority with more than 30 legislators on his side in the 60-member assembly, but refused to give details of other supporting parties. In Tripura, Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha has tendered his resignation to Governor Satyadev Narayan Arya. Talking to reporters, Dr. Saha said the Governor has asked him to continue as the caretaker Chief Minister till the formation of the new government. He said the new government will be tentatively formed on the 8th of this month. In Karnataka, Union Home Minister and senior BJP leader Amit Shah inaugurated the Vijay Sankalp Yatra of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Bidar today. The yatra that has begun from four corners of the state will traverse 8,000 kilometers to cover 31 districts and 224 constituencies to campaign for the upcoming assembly elections in the state. Addressing the gathering on the occasion, Mr. Shah said the double-engine government at the centre and the state has helped transform the backward regions in the state. The government has said the condition of wheat crop in the major growing states is normal and there is no heat stress on the crop as of now. The observations came during the meeting of the committee constituted by the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, DA and FW, to monitor the situation of wheat crop. The committee assessed that 75% area is under early and timely sowing conditions in Haryana and Punjab and will not be affected by heat conditions in the month of March. The committee also observed that the heat stress would be very less on stress-tolerant varieties developed by ICAR and state agricultural universities. Experts from IMD, ICAR, agricultural universities of major wheat-growing states, and the senior state government officials attended the meeting, along with the officials from DA and FW. During the meeting, it was also decided that timely advisories would be given to farmers time to time wherever heat stress conditions occur. History will be made tomorrow in women's cricket when the five-team Women's Premier League WPL 2023 begins in Navi Mumbai. After years of wait and planning, the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, has finally been able to organize the standalone T20 franchise-based cricket league for women on the lines of the popular Indian Premier League. The five teams taking part in the inaugural edition of WPL. The first match between Mumbai Indians and Gujarat Giants will be played at D.Y. Patil Stadium, Navi Mumbai at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. The final will be played at the Brabourne Stadium, Mumbai on the 26th of March. The News Services Division of All India Radio brings a panel discussion on significance of Raisina dialogue during India's G20 presidency. In our current affairs program tonight, Ambassador Shilkant Sharma and Ambassador Bhaswati Mukherjee are participating in the panel discussion. Ambassador Shilkant Sharma reiterates the words of Prime Minister about G20 being a platform to build consensus and resolve differences.
I'm just quoting Prime Minister Modi. He urged G20 to build consensus and resolve differences. And he said, we should not allow issues that we cannot resolve together to come in the way of those we can. So this is a constructive and forward-looking manner in which India leads. And he mentions infirmity of the global system, where it was not able to prevent future wars, and how financial crisis, climate change, pandemic, terrorism, all these matters, the global governance machinery has not succeeded.
Ambassador Bhaswati Mukherjee emphasizes on the importance of groupings like the G20, the Quad and also the Raisina dialogue for finding solutions to many multilateral issues during India's presidency of G20.
Since the principal protagonists are here in India and there's just G20 meeting, a Quad meeting and now the Raisina dialogue, there could be a possibility of having some discussions both within the Raisina dialogue and outside, which could show a way forward during the Indian presidency of the G20 when the summit is held later in the year.
Stay tuned to FM Gold Channel 100.1 MHz from 9:30 p.m. onwards to listen to this special panel discussion. This will also be available on our website newsonair.gov.in and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. Today is World Wildlife Day. The 68th session of the United Nations General Assembly designated March 3rd as World Wildlife Day on December 20th, 2013, with an aim to raise awareness about the conservation of world's wild flora and fauna. Our planet is home to a wide array of wild flora and fauna, which play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance and providing us with food, medicine and more. The theme for this year's World Wildlife Day is Partnerships for Wildlife Conservation. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi notes a fourfold jump in foreign tourists in India, emphasizes on special strategy for developing tourist destinations across the country. Foreign ministers of Quad countries reiterate their commitment for sovereignty, territorial integrity and prosperity of the Indo-Pacific region. In Nagaland, National Democratic Progressive Party unanimously elects Nephew Rio as their leader. Government assures there is no evidence of heat stress on wheat crop in major growing states. And in cricket, first ever Women's Premier League to begin in Navi Mumbai from tomorrow. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.